I'm live. I'm live. Okay. Let's see. How do I watch now? Show. Oh shit. There it is. Hey guys. I'm live. Oh, I need water. There's some water in here. Hello. I'm afraid to touch anything on here. Doesn't say how many people's watch. Can you go on and see? Oh, I should have ate that mango. It gave me a lot of hot flushes. Yeah, that one. Why is not telling me how many people are in? Are you in? Can you comment? Oh, I need my little fan. That's what I'll get. My little fan. Can you comment or no? Oh, you're here? Why can't I see the text? Can you why am I not seeing the text, Bob? I just saw your text, Bobs, but people are texting. Why am I not seeing this? Okay, I'm gonna try something. If I get out, I'm gonna come back in. Anybody comments? So now I am. Hey, okay. Hi guys. Hi, Bear Pantry Show. My sister Forrest watching. Hi, Christina. Call time is lucky. Hi. I see 6 people watching, and I only have. Oh, there's a lot of comments. Hey guys, please hit the like button. Thank you, Bob. Hi, Christine. Okay, guys, let's get to it because I'm already 3 minutes in and I don't know what the heck happened. But anywho, let's start off by shouting out the first 3 people that commented. And again, that is my sister from the Bear Pantry Show. Hey, it might not mean nothing right now with 6 views, but one of these days with a million views. Oh, this thing's probably loud. Hold on. I was hearing a hot flash, you guys. Sorry. Whew. Yeah, Christina Cox and Miss Lucky. Those are my 3 first commenters. Thank you guys for being here. And oh, my nail pick. Okay, so let's do a recap. Oh, I got a new comment. Yes, in Sesame Street. So these are done with my nail printer. But what I did, I printed it on a decal paper and then I sprayed it with an adhesive to seal the print, the image, which is, by the way, you spray it outside, and you let it wait. You either dry it with like a blow dryer or a heat gun, but I let it sit overnight because I didn't need it right away. And I put it in water and put it on your nail. It always shows up better on white. It shows up better on white, but I want a yellow. So let's do a recap on last week about, I think I was talking about, um, well, I wanted to address, I think the last time I was talking about the supplements and stuff that I took. Thank you, Miss Christina, Miss Christine. Yeah, so don't forget, guys, if you're gonna take supplements, I've heard on TikTok is my news. Do not take more than 5 supplements per day. Um, Also, don't get too discouraged that if you gain weight after pooping, sometimes that happens. And make sure that you train your kids, your grandkids to eat healthy from the minute they start eating food. Don't be giving them these juice cups and Capri Suns and stuff like that. And also make sure you do feed them healthy food at a young age because it helps develop their brain. So that's about it for the recap. And my story time today is talking about why we decided to sympathize from a distance. Why? What does that mean? So my family, like I teach my boys, I have 2 boys, 15 and 19, and I teach them to be givers, meaning be kind to people, but also learn when people are using you. So my hubby and I are very kind people. We're always donors, helpers. And that doesn't mean to say we're givers because we are better off than you or better off than the people we've helped. It was not that. It's just that we're givers. So we really haven't met anyone that reciprocated, the same treatment towards us. It's always this way, like to them, never back to us. And it's, when you do find people that can do that, it feels kind of good. But what happened lately is that we're the type of people that hear a sad story and I'm like, oh my gosh, we go back home. How can we help? Um, what can we do? We were trying to solve someone's problem for them, and I realized they need to start solving their own problem. But that's not why, because sometimes people are not given the tool to solve their own problem. They're not given the encouragement from home to solve their own problems. They need somebody to help them. And like with my parents, it's not that they weren't there for us as youth when we were younger. It's just that they're busy being old time parents, I guess. Whereas they don't sit and say, "Come here." Like I told my tell my boys, "Hey, come here. What do you guys want to do in the future? You gotta start thinking from now. You gotta start preparing yourself. That's not to say that they went away and was to be like, okay, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. It's just that you need to start preparing. They need to start preparing themselves what they want to do for the future because we're not going to be here every day, and you want to be able to make them be productive part of society when we're not here. So my husband is in the room today, you guys, and I don't know what he is trying to do. I don't know if he's writing something to show me, and I can't see it because I don't have my glasses. So with that, we're always, even when we go to Belize, we're always seeing people with their situation. We're always trying to help. And honestly, it's been so frustrating. Smurf for me, Bobs, that I can't see that. Smurf? Are you talking about me, Bobs? It's Sesame Street. I know I'm gonna do Smurf, but I don't have on my glasses. I can't see that. My husband's trying to tell me something with a note, but I can't see it. Is there Cookie Monster, Elmo, and Big Bird? Yeah. So we hold on. Can you throw it over here? Let me get it. That there. Throw it, let me get it. So when we're always seeing people, okay, so we're always seeing Trace. I'm on a phone call from okay, no, oh girl, take it on. Yeah, so anyway, we're always trying to teach our kids how to be productive part of society, to make sure that they are well established in a plan for their own life when we're not here, or not even when we're not here. They're getting older. We can't always be there for them in that sense. But when we go like to Belize, or when we find people and we hear the situation, we're the ones that are always trying to figure out how to solve it for them. And I realize, sometimes they don't have the tool. And when we try to solve it for them, they don't see that. I don't feel like they see that as, oh wow, someone's kind in their life, someone's trying to be there for us. I think they see it as, ooh, how can we take advantage? And I don't understand, why is it that people don't, they get mad at us when we don't help them or we don't contribute to them. But when the role is switched, they don't even think of helping us. They don't even think of being there for us, or even think of being kind to us or friends. But yet they're mad because we're not doing stuff for them. So my hubby and I decided, we're going to decide that we're going to sympathize from a distance. Like, hey, we could hear problems, we could be like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, but you're not my problem. Because we have not once met anyone that not has not abused our friendship, and not and just keep taking and taking and taking. We have done, we love being kind. Like, when, okay, for example, when we go to Belize, we're always trying to pick up the family and take them places, and we like that. We like the group things with, especially if they have kids our age, things like that. But I've noticed that some people think it's their money they're spending when they get to these different locations. Like, one time we took a boat ride to the Key, and even though we paid for a private boat, the guy that captained the boat, they got paid to take us there. But when I got off, I take from my mom. She she says she's a very kind person. I told them that, hey, when you guys are ready to eat, and let me know, I got it. We went about our ways. We did our thing, and then somebody came up to me in the group and said, hey, I bought food for the guys. Now, mind you, my husband and I paid for everyone's food that day. And I looked at him, I'm like, so you spent my money to buy somebody's food? Like, and we didn't say anything, we just got back home and we were pissed off. Like, why do we allow people to do this and not check them at the door? Like, they spend their money for us. They play big time with FUI money. And so it just got to the point where, like, we've helped somebody recently and it backfired in our face. They treat us like doo doo. And it's just frustrating because we're always trying to do things for the sake of God and sake of kindness. It's just, honestly, it comes natural to us. It's not like, okay, if I give today, I'm going to get this tomorrow. Let's do this. No, it's just what happens. It depends on the situation. So because of that, we just decide, you know what, it's okay to care about people, but from afar, and then keep on moving. Um, I'm not saying that I'm not going to be there sometimes, but right now we have our own things. We have our two boys. If we're going to help or be there for anyone, it's gonna be them first. And not to say we weren't, but it's to say we stopped. And the other day, I lost a relationship with someone. No, they never reciprocate. Yes. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And it's sad because that's why, okay, so my hubby and I, from my boys were going to elementary school, what I did was start giving, I don't remember at what point I did, but I started giving Christmas gifts to my, okay, so one is older, so he was there by himself at one point. And I started giving Christmas gifts to all the kids in his classroom. I went downtown and I found someone that allowed me to buy individual gifts, individual toys for the same price as if I bought them a box. And I didn't want to buy them by the box because just say there were like 24 to 30 kids in the class. I don't want a whole box going, the same toy going. So they allowed me to do that. And so I did that every year till they graduated, well, maybe up to fifth grade, because fifth grade now they didn't want these little toys. They wanted like real deal. So I think I started giving them like $10 gift cards to like like those gaming place. And then I went to, I think it's Claire's or something, a little girly place, and I bought a $10 gift card for the girls. And so then my baby that's 15, he started entering elementary school. So now I have two kids that I'm giving gifts to both their classrooms. And then I go there and I let my son pass it out. Not because I want him to get the clout, but because I want him to learn to be able to give. And then one year, I think they were both there, I got Santa Claus. And so what we did with Santa Claus was that the principal went with me to all the classrooms in elementary school so that Santa Claus could take pictures with the class and talk a little couple words and then go to the next class. So we did that every year. I think this principal is before pandemic, she was trying to continue it when my boys left. She was trying to continue it. And I look, my kids went to elementary school, of course, middle school and high school. And when my kids leave that school, I'm next to the next school, helping that school, next to the next school. You know why? Because I come from a country where school is not free. You got to pay for school. So I appreciate that I'm in America. School is free. We even get breakfast and lunch in our classroom. Hey, Bob. Okay, good. I hope everything go well. So do we print stuff or not? Do we print on this tent or not? So things is free. So I always believe that it's a give and take. But I'm telling you, these people in the parent center, all they do is take, 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 and take. They don't give back. Yeah, maybe they cut papers, maybe they do things for their, and I heard it's not for every teacher either, it's for their special teacher that they like. So based on that, but anyway, even when they ask for donations, we're the first one to give. When they have Pi Day, I got a couple of my, well, I think just one of my friends, and we went walking the area for like, I think we had a Coco, yeah, we had a Coco's close by. We walked the whole strip and got donation. We got pies from Coco's. We went to a supermarket and got the little pies that they were selling. They gave us a lot of things, and we took it back to our school. And then one time we did all that, and we took it back to our school. And then they were like, "Okay, bye." And they asked us, "Can we help serve the food?" It was hot chocolate, and I think all the food we had donated one. This was a different year. I'm not sure if this one's for Pi Day, but it was for one day. And so when we got there, and me and my friend were like, "Okay, we're gonna help." They're like, all the teachers were there helping. I was like, if that was the case, why did they ask us they needed help? But they didn't even give us a courtesy to say, "No, we didn't need your help, but thank you so much. Teacher's gonna do this one. Thank you guys, whatever." But I think I was abused with the school or elementary school. I think I was totally abused by my kindness was abused by them. But at the end of the day, I did it because my boys they were going there, and it wasn't a friend of mine. A friend of mine even said to me one time, because my kids always being picked for. Well, it's not they were always being picked for things because they were always good kids. They listened. They were afraid. Look, they didn't want to get in trouble with their teacher. I think they're more afraid of the teachers than they were me. So, and I teach my boys to be respectful. So when they're in class and everything, they're always, then they're always getting good grades. So they weren't a problem child. And then they have a parent that's, helping out financially. So it was like, I just believe that's why I did it. And I did it for favors for my kids. And I didn't do it for them to be like, put my kids on a pedestal. I did it because, hey, this is my payback. Thank you. These teachers have a lot on their plate. How can we help? When they were striking one time, a mom said, "Hey, let's come together and have food out there for the teachers." And all of us, I think maybe just say up to 10, maybe less, maybe more. It wasn't a lot. And it was pouring rain, and everybody signed up for what they were going to bring. And we stood there while the teacher picket in front of the school, and we had food, coffee, chocolate, sandwiches, and then we bought a little baggie, little tiny bags they could put on them. So because they have to go downtown now and start striking, and so we packed them up with sandwich, everything. So all the parents came together and helped that way, and so it's like I feel like I've contributed a lot to my school. And when I left, when my youngest finally left that school, I was there for my oldest. So it went up to fifth grade at that time. And then before my youngest one, as soon as he got there, he was in an older grade. It went up to sixth grade. So I kept my other one there till sixth grade so they could still be together. And so so we were there for a while, for many years. And I've helped the teachers as much as I could if they needed my help. If a teacher wanted donation, like they do those little, I forget what they're called, but you go to the site and they try to win prizes for to get free stuff. Like I would share the stuff on social media, things like that. And when I left there with hearing that people in the parent centers were saying, "Oh, good, um, my little one Drew is graduating, and then we don't get to see Mommy Tracy anymore." And I'm like, "Oh, really? You guys ain't doing doodle for your school, but sucking it dry with your little food that you guys take there every time. Not only do you take food in there, you're mean. When we go in there to try use the parent center for our like if one time one of the moms were elected to do the Valentine's Day thing, so we went in there to try to have a meeting, and then we were told, like, they looked at us like, "What are we doing in here?" I'm like, "Honey, your taxpayer is not the only one paying for the school, so chill out. Like, we just need a spot." Like they felt threatened by us, like because we're actually trying to do for a school. We're not sitting here kissing butt to which teacher and stuff like that. And they said, "Yeah, that we're out of here." And I said to myself, and I told one of my son's friend that I said, "Did you ever find? Did you know that that they talked about me like that in the parent center?" And a young kid, my son's 15, and he was younger back then. He said, "Miss Hyde, how could they say something like that about you when you're the only one trying to help when everything happened? You're the only one there trying to help that school." And he was smart enough to know that. But these are the parent center, like my mom used to warn me about them because my little brother went to that school. And she used to say, "Be careful." Like she used to cuss out one lady on the she told her, "Don't be yelling at my child." Guess what? That same heifer was at my son's school when both of them were there, and nobody liked her. And she would be in a parent center hearing them talk about me, and then she would turn around and not talk to me. And so I'm talking to her one day, and she's not, first of all, I try just to like do what I have to do, but I was talking to her about something and she didn't even look at me. So I'm like, "What the F is your problem?" And I don't remember what happened between us, but I cussed her out. I'm like, "Look, B, I don't know what your problem is." But then afterwards, one day she came up to me and told me how they treat her in there and they disrespect her. I'm like, I walked away from her like, "Oh, okay, that's your problem." And then when you get to school, there's a little circular entrance to the school. So it's a valet type thing, right? Sometimes I get there and no one is there to open the cars for the parents. I just jump on. Sometimes I have a vest there. I put on the vest, jump off, and I start doing it. Like my thing is, I don't do nothing for clout. I don't do nothing for anything, but it has to be done. Then get it done. Like if you see something need to be done, why are you just watching? Why you don't volunteer? And half of those people in the parent center weren't the ones doing that. They just use the parent center, have their little parties, have the little gathering. That the one principal was like, "Hey, why don't we try to get you guys another room?" I'm like, "No, this is our parent center. It's for all of us to share it. They're not going to come and take it over. So, but it was a lot of things that I went through there. Even when my son was graduating, my last son was graduating from, there was a huge fight with one of the teachers' wife. They had a son, and he had favoritism from the day my youngest has been there. And wherever my youngest classroom he's in, that little boy is in that classroom. So when I know the little boy was in that classroom, I know he had the so-called better teacher. So I knew already what kind of teacher my son was going to get. Plus, I knew all the teachers from my other son, right? And all the teachers. Thank you, Miss Lucky. I just help where I see help. I'm just that person. Like hence, if you heard the story about me doing the soup at the wake, they needed help. I jumped in and I did it. So yeah. So she came in, and it's always favoritism. The little boy got favoritism. He was even in robotics, and all the kids were talking to my son like, "Why is he in this classroom, in this program? He's wasting a space." But you see, the mom stays after school, so I guess he was given for something to do, and he was in a corner flying something, picking up something. He wasn't part of but the teachers close their eyes because it's their co-worker's son, and got all the favoritism. I've heard it. All the parents came to complain to me about it. I'm like, "Look, homie, I got my son to worry with. Once they don't F with my child, we straight go handle it with them. That's their problem with you." So it's not like something that I did not see from day one. So once graduation time, they say no saving seats, no this, no that. The minute I get there, we're the first one in line. The wife was behind me in line. And so when we got there, the first set of seat that we were allowed to sit in, which they had a few I guess, what did they have that for? Maybe, no, because I think the kids were on the stage. But they had the one bench already, all kind of books, this, all kind of stuff lined up on a chair. So I'm like, "Well, who's sitting here, right?" So anyways, we figured we didn't sit there. The one behind me, she walked in and she sat, bam, right down. But she already got there with a defensive attitude, right? But I didn't figure it out till afterwards. And so she was like, she sat there and I'm like, gosh, thank God I'm done with the school, the favoritism, that just said no saving seat, and all those things said on that chair was for that teacher's wife. And I'm like looking at my friend, I'm like, okay, I'm out of here. Just shut up, keep it going. So then a parent walked in front of the wife. She's also a teacher, right? Walked in at a different school, walked in, and he went to the corner just to take like an angle photo. And out of the blue, the wife started talking to the mother-in-law, like, these parents here are so rude and they're so selfish and da 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 da. And I'm like, what's her problem? Like, he wasn't even rude. He wasn't even hitting her or anything. So I was like, okay, whatever. And then my friend that was next to me, her mom got up and she was standing, but I guess it's a little tight spot. I guess she felt someone hovering over her. And she turned around and she said, can you please have a seat? You did it. And she started having an attitude. Boy, look, if that was today, that would have been a Karen, okay? And she was so rude. And I don't know when that beep came out of my mouth. And I looked at my friend, you gonna allow her to talk to your mom like that? Like, what the F is her problem? And then she came at me. And when she came at me, it was all like Donkey Kong. I cussed her the F out. And then she said to me, I have my bachelor's. And she's turning around to us, right? I have my bachelor's. What do you guys have? And my brother had just graduated with his master's. I have my bachelor's. And I'm looking at her like, you dumb fool. You don't know nobody back here, but you assume none of us have your stuff because you're a whole teacher at the school with a bachelor's. And so my husband kept telling me, Tracy, ignore her. She's ignorant. Leave her alone. Hi, Carla. Like, ignore her. She's ignorant. Leave her alone. And and then what happened? We coached my boys in basketball, soccer, and baseball. My husband coached, and I was always a team mom. So one year, the son was on our team, but he was kind of one of those kids that just wanted to do his own thing, didn't pay attention and listen. But my husband still try to, my husband, he's really good with kids. So, but he yells. He'll yell at my kid the same way he yell at yours. So it's not like a bad yell. It's kind of like, come on, guys, get it in, whatever. She looked at my son and said, she leaned backwards. She said, oh, and you were an a-hole. You were an a-hole coach, right? That's what she said. You're an a-hole coach. And my husband is not a rude person. Well, he's not a rude person. He don't talk to people. But he's not one to go out there and just insult people just because. But he told them, he said, well, don't put your son in sports if you don't know how to play. Your son sucks. And so I was like, oh no, you don't mess with the wrong person, because me, I'll cuss you out in a heartbeat. But if you take a long time to mess with my husband and he reacts, you are done. And my brother's like, why don't you shut up and turn around? Like, you're so rude, just turn around. And she's like, oh, you guys will always be beneath me. This is a whole teacher I think she was teaching 9th grade at the time. And she's only the wife to the teacher. And she's like, oh, you're beneath me. You'll always be beneath me. That's why you're behind me, because you'll always be behind me. Yeah, I cussed her out. The principal then came. No, she just got there. Let me tell you how she got there. She got there because a bunch of parents got together and finally told the district we were sick and tired of the last principal that's been there for over 5 years and wasn't doing anything for us, for our kids. If I ask, can we do a fundraiser? No, the bylaws say you can't. If we do this, no, the bylaws say you can't. I said, our school needs money. All the kids in their adjacent school are taking bus rides, because I follow their Facebook, and they're taking these wonderful trips. Why don't our kids get that? That's not fair. And so we got tired of it, that she wasn't doing anything for our school. And finally, the district listened. And you know what the district said? Who said you can't take those trips? Who said you can't fundraise? Our principal said it's bylaws. There's ways around that. And we were like, well, then she got to go. It's been over 10 years, whatever she's been at the school, and we're not getting anything done. She got to go. So then someone called and asked if I wanted to be on a committee to help select a principal. Well, we end up selecting a principal, and this one ended up at the school. I'm gonna say that we selected a principal, but then this one ended up at the school. And it looked like she even had an attitude with me, because all the kids will know me. Hi, Miss Hyde. Hi, Miss Hyde. Because I talk to them. I talk to them with respect. I love kids. And I was wanted a daycare. I was wanted like a place with kids, whatever. And so I would stand at the gate because I walk my son in, and you have to wait by the gate. You can't go in, and I wait for make sure when the line go in, I leave. And so, oh hi, Miss. And one day I turned around, her face was like she was annoyed. I'm like, dude, you just got here. You know, they'll know you one day, but you're the whole principal. I'm just a parent. Why am I the last name? What last name? Yeah. So finally but I honestly she ended up doing. I think she's doing a lot for the school, but I just don't like some things that happen when we try to do a oh this is a different Carla. Bob's that's a different Carla. Yeah. Yeah, so she a lot happened at being at school, and I just feel as a giver of my time and giver of whatever the school needed. It's like, hey, we need this. I was there. If I saw a teacher that was prego, I made her little like baby gifts. It's just who I am, and I think it intimidates and pee off a lot of people sometimes. So based on that, my husband and I have always been, and my husband never stops me from giving. You know, he's always like, um, it's who I am. I take after my mom. Oh, did someone say something? Bob, did someone say something? I didn't see that. Okay, I see. I know. Yeah, I missed whatever was going on just now, Bob, but I guess you'll tell me later. Yeah, so based on the given situation, I walked away knowing, you know what, I did a lot because I wanted to. I did a lot because I care. I did a lot because I love it. And what bothered me was when I left that school, like all the teachers ganged up and just like looked at me like I was the problem because of what incident that happened with that teacher and her wife. The teacher itself at her school didn't come that day and did anything, but the wife was the problem, and she was going off. When I say she was going off, I was telling you, the principal came to me and asked me if I can please stop, but that my son this and my son, I said, one thing, let me tell you guys something about me and my family know me. I have respect for people, but I will cuss you the beep out. I will cuss you out. I don't care where the setting is, because if they said, you know how they say, if they go low, we go high. No, honey, I'm gonna meet you there 100%, because I'm gonna cuss you the beep out. And I told her, I said, oh, like I told my son afterwards. I'm like, my son knows me. My son knows I'm not gonna embarrass him at his graduation, but I will set things straight. And I asked her, I said, why did you come to me and address me? Address her. She's the problem. She's the whole bleeping problem. But you know why they don't address her? It's because, and then there was a whole teacher right there that used to come to my house to get her nails done for free, because I don't, for free. Stop calling, stop coming. So they all decide to get her to protect that horrible human being as a teacher. They decided to protect her. And I realized at the end of the day, I was just used and abused because of all the things I've done, being there, being kind, whatever they needed, I was there. They saw what kind of person I am. And like somebody had said, like, oh, Tracy is mean. And the person said to them, Tracy? Well, you must have done something to her, because Tracy is not mean. They never once said that. Tracy? She behaved like that for no reason? No, that's not her. But the fact that they stayed away showed that they were on the teacher's side. And because of that, middle finger the whole school. I don't even go to that school. Don't ask me to participate in that school. One of the teacher had passed away. Yes, my husband's like that, Miss Lucky. He takes a while to react, and when he reacts, it's like, okay, like, I get scared. But I'm a person where I take care of it right away, and I don't play around. Like, and people like say I believe in way of saying it. I fight that. I'm not fight that. I just will not tolerate you to keep disrespecting me. I've given my all to the school because of my boys. One of my good friends at the time, she said to me, "Oh, Tracy, that's why they always pick your son, because you give." And because of that, I didn't give for like a whole year. And I realized, why am I punishing the kids? Because of her ignorant statement. I don't give for them to give my kids favoritism. As a matter of fact, that school made sure they didn't give my kids favoritism because we gave, that they didn't want to be like, oh, they're only treating them. My kids deserve their treatment because they were good. Actually, there was a time they had a cutting of the ribbon at our park down here. they selected this young boy to cut the ribbon. And I'm like, you mean they couldn't pick my son? My son is always on good grades, good attitude. Oh, top of this, top of this. But everybody needs a chance. Everybody needs a turn. But you know what that teacher told me? That teacher told me, I picked the young boy because his name, because, he's a troubled child, and just to give him a little bit of, push, and like something like, basically, I don't even remember the wording, but basically they only picked him because they want him to be able to have something. Like, no, he didn't work for this. My kid's a good kid. There's a lot of more good kids here that work to get achieving things. Why are you picking these kids that's given? I understand they need attention. I understand they need help. I'm not saying that. But then why is it that, like my son said, why is it that we're never picked? They're always giving the kids that are the bad ones all these awards because they want to motivate them. Well, who's giving us the awards for being good? Nobody's giving us the awards for being good. So that's how I feel about giving. I feel that we've been used, abused, and sucked dry. And even if you get stuff from us, sometimes all that we expect from anyone really is just your honest friendship. Not even like I say friendship, like we have to be BFF, but be like just good human being. But people literally suck from us. I tell you, suck from us so much that I'm done. And finally, my husband said to me, Tracy, we're going to have to be sympathetic from afar. We could care from afar, but when we leave, peace out. That's not our problem. I have a family member that's mad at me right now because I didn't sponsor a whole trip, which I had sponsored a trip the previous year for him, but because he wanted to come for my cousin's wedding, and I didn't, I guess, help him pay for his ticket, he's mad at me. And I'm like, what the heck? My auntie said she was gonna pay your ticket. When I sent for you last year, she said she was gonna pay for your ticket to come this year. So why are you taking it out on me? So it's like, so I just get to the point. I get to the point where I'm tired. I'm tired of being kind. And then because one thing I didn't do for you, you don't talk to me. One thing I didn't give you, you didn't talk to me. But not once did you think of giving me something. When I say something, like your kindness, your friendship, your honesty. So I'm done. It's for my sons now and myself. Like my sister said, we had an issue with our refrigerator. And my sister said, I bet you if somebody else wanted a refrigerator, you would have probably go out and buy them one. But yet you're sitting here being cheap to yourself and trying to fix this one. And I'm like, that's what we do. That's what we do. I'm sorry about it, but I'm sick and tired of being used and treated like doo-doo for it. And then I realize when people stay away from you, it's not because of something you've done to them. It's something they've done to you, and they feel guilty about it, but they want you to feel like you're the bad one. Well, say that again, Babs. So that's some things that we have done. There's so many things that, like when one year a few years we gave my dad some trucks that we had that we were upgrading our delivery truck vehicle, and so we had given him something. So okay, whatever, that's done. One year we went to vacation and we got some water from him because he sell water, bottled water. He was charging me, and my hubby told me when we go to get the water, don't fight with anyone, because he always has some scatel, some nasty heifer working at his place, and for underlining reasons. And he wants to suck from me for them. And so he told my husband, warned me, we're going to go get the water. Don't fight with nobody. Don't mess with nobody. Just get in and get out. I said, okay. We get there, and the girl told me how much the water was. And my husband went off. What do you mean? I gave him that. I gave him that. We gave him that. And he going to charge his daughter for water? That's low. And then when she started, I said, yeah, because he's out there feeding his daughter sketel food. but he's sucking from his daughter for these sketels. You know, so it's like down to him is use me and take advantage of us. And if one time we don't do for them, you know, it's like they don't have they don't like us or they're mad. So it's like, no, look, I have my family. I have my two boys. Sketel. Miss Lucky, Miss Lucky, are you Belizean? Sketel is like a nasty hoe. At least in my book, that's what I refer to it when there's Sketel. A nasty hoe. Yeah, so what about you talking to me? Yeah, so I've gotten to the point where I'm so sick and tired of our kindness. And we can't even get honesty back from people. And then people look at you like, oh, you can't give us? Like, what have you done for us? We've had trips in Belize where we turn around, people invite one of their family member on the trip on our dime. On our dime. Hookers. Oh, okay. So she would know what Sketel is, or that's just a Belizean thing. You know, so it's like I am sick of it. And huh? Oh, Jamaican is Sketel is Jamaican? Well, how come Belize picked it up? Well, it's Sketel, the dote. It's like dote Sketel. Like when my papa tell me, oh, well, I can't go on your birthday trip because you can't invite this, my whatever, with his third three kids. I said, Daddy, adios, tata. You want treat me like this over an Sketel? He said, they might be Sketel, but that you choose this. He know he's with Sketels. Yeah, so the kindness has stopped for us. Not to say we're not giving again. So you know what we've always done. Like I told my husband, I prefer to give the kids because they're honest. Their mentality is pure. Up to this day, even my oldest, he's in college now. But when we went back to school, yeah, you know what? I Miss Lucky, I tell you now, the shit that I have been through when it comes to my family with that man and family, I am done. Stick a fork in me. I am done. You don't talk to me because I don't sponsor your trip, and you know what kind of human being I am. I never say money no damn. We work hard. We had just bought our son a car. Which one that? Oh, yeah, because they just sucking for his money that he's trying to suck from me. And they don't. I mean, like he said, I know what I'm doing. You know, he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's getting in return. But there's so many things we have done. Okay. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. And so it's like people see, yeah, okay. I share on social media. I share things. I'm a sharer. And I see people share when they have cars. I see people when they have the little Louis Vuitton purse, and I'm happy for them, you know. So when we got our son his car, we I didn't share it for a while because my son wanted to surprise his, you know. So it was his car. He told me when it was okay to share it. So eventually I did. I think I shared it months after, and because of I'm stuttering because I'm trying to not call names. I'm trying not to call a realistic situation because um, even though I'm venting, I just don't want to give them the benefit to know that I'm peed at them right now. You know, give them the but to get phone calls to help you financially when you see that my son just got a car is selfish. People don't want your friendship anymore. They want to suck fire. And we've decided, which was always done, we've always provided for our kids, that we're getting ready to build our home, another home in Belize. And we put ourselves on a budget. I'm always on a budget regardless, but a tighter budget. So if it ain't for us, don't come knocking on my door because it ain't gonna be for you. And the thing is, you have people that get sick, you have people that are dying. I understand all that. But the minute that happens, that's when you get phone call. We need money for burying it. We need money for this. Well, what did they do? Because when they were on social media the other day, they made a drink out their money and they made a party out their money. And not that they were working hard, but they just couldn't make ends meet. It's not they were struggling and they were still trying. No, they made it. Oh, something gotta kill you, but then we're not left with that bill. No coin for nothing. So, yes. Yeah, I cried like a baby that day, Miss Lucky. But you know what? I think I cried out of frustration for my mother to know what my mother had gone through, and what he put her through all these years. And I miss my mother, even though, like I told Mrs. Daddy the other day, me and she must have had a fight right now, but I miss her because I live. Her home is right there. Well, was right there until my dad sold the house and left. So the reason why I didn't cuss him this time is Lucky because what I want to tell him. But I said, you know what? The last time I cussed my father, the thing I said to him, I had to apologize to God for. Not to him, but to God. Because one day I want to meet God. And I wasn't going to make him stop me from meeting him. So this time around, what I wanted to say to him, I told my husband, I hung up, I cried, and I didn't let him know I cried. I don't care. Because when I get mad, I cry. That don't mean nothing. I hung up the phone, and I told my husband, I'm done. I am done with him. You're a stinking human being. And you not once try to be a better human being. And if you had ever, we have given you credit as a father because you had brought us to this country. You provided for us. But emotionally, us. And I promise to never allow myself to do the same to my kids. Yeah. Well, is what I said to him. I know, Babs, it's how I feel inside, but at the end of the day, I didn't want I don't want to I don't want to have to deal with that and know. I just said I wasn't going to. If I ever had the opportunity to make me vex and I go off on him again, I just hung up the phone, and this time I hung up the phone. Yeah, I've been working for my dad since I was 14. He taught me how to drive a forklift and a stand-up forklift where you stand up, turn that way, and turn that way. I did delivery for him, delivery service for his company. His grocery store, his freight service. And my husband came in and we did it. My husband would sometimes go back in his warehouse and clean it up just because it was out of order. And the end of the day, when I went to his factory, he went to introduce this dirty girl to me as my what is it? My what? My right hand. I'm like, this right hand? Because it's not the right hand that I was your right hand. If my father drop a paper, I pick it up before it land on the ground. Okay? And not talk about you're lonely because you pick up yourself and gone and left your kids. So don't talk about you're lonely. That you know where your run the bleeds because eyes can't watch where the door where. Oh, did you hear the pop shop? We should. Yeah. And the words that come from his mouth is very insulting. His words. So, but anyway, I'm talking about giving. So when I tell you I am tired of giving to people, and there's so many things. If I say what we have done, I will call out these people, and because of that, I don't want to create a problem. But I am done. I am done because I've always been kind, not for to get recognition, not for anything. It's just how we are. Like, one year my cousin, she was crying because she didn't have a ride to work. Her boyfriend, which was my husband's cousin, wasn't taking, at least it was raining, wouldn't take her to work, things like that. So we wanted a car down there. And so my husband's like, let's get a car. We'll have her use it. And when we get there, we'll take you for the 2 weeks and then she'll have the car. And I know from what my mom has gone through with people down there, I was like, no, nope, 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 nope. But finally I gave in. We sent another car. She was my cousin. We were like this, like, screwed me too. She had my car way over the border. She had 5,000 miles on the truck SUV within 3 months, and she was telling my husband that she wasn't even using it. But she was right. She weren't using it. She had other people use it. And we try to help this heifer, and she turned around and screwed me with my own car. So we end up taking the car away. Um, Put it in his sister's yard, asked to hold it there. The next day, I get a phone call. Can they use it to go across the border? Like, good God, we just got sucked and abused from somebody else, and we get to use that. So we put it in my mom's yard. And one year we went there, it looked like they licensed my mom as if they used the car. I said, Mom, don't put me in this situation. You know what we went through with these two situations. Please don't put me in a situation, make me and my husband have to fight. I'm not gonna do this. And so she said, okay. And when we get there one year, they think we don't realize that my uncle went and took off one of the insurance. Was it insurance or registration? I think it was insurance on the car, but he heard pretend to peel it out, but he didn't know. He think my husband not sharp enough to catch where it do. And then one of the mirror was broken. So we're like, how that broke? Because we parked it in my mom's yard because people were abusing the car. She said, oh, something dropped and broke it. Please. They were driving our car. So finally I was getting ready to sell it, and she ended up buying it. And it was out of my hands. And it's like, yeah, so it was. It would be fake. Yeah. Um, yeah, that's how I felt, Carl. I still wanted to respect God because I wasn't gonna suffer for his. I am trying to heal. I'm still struggling. Like today, I almost didn't come on because the depression hit me really bad today, and I ate one mango that flared up my hormones and my hot flashes, and it makes depression worse. And I just didn't want to come on today, but I did, and I know I shouldn't be probably saying half the shit I'm saying, but you know what? I'm just fed up with people. I'm fed up with people thinking they could use you. Yeah, we end up giving my same uncle the car. All of us voted because um, in my mom's will, whatever that was situated for, the car was there, the vehicle was there for us, and so we decided to give it to my uncle, the same uncle, and so but see, that's the thing. When one person is doing for you, it's all about that person. Till when the next person is doing for you, it's about that person, and then the person over here. And that's not how I do things. We do things for the kindness of our heart. And my thing is this: person character, you know how somebody behave. You should know that if I heard, like, just say Carla, if I hear, oh, and I know Carla, right? Just say I know Carla, I know what Carla is about. And somebody come up to me and say, Carla slapped me, and I'll be like, Carla won't slap you because Carla won't do that, right? I would know it, and then I'll be like, Carla, is it true you slapped her? And so that's what I would do. But it's like, I don't know what they hear about me out there, but they choose to treat me like doo doo. And then instead of just come and tell me, you know? I do. I rebuke them. I look, 3 years since I've been dealing with the side effect of Cipro, and I'm getting better slowly. But when the anxiety was so bad that anything would make me like just start shaking. Like I had to like leave my house to go walk outside just to be able to not pass out. And so all I I had to really stop calling people. Actually, when the depression hit, I couldn't call anyone. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So from then I had to start backing away from negative people. And if they were upsetting me, um, and like all I told my husband was, please protect me from people. Please protect me from people taking advantage of us, because right now I can't handle it. And now that I'm getting better, I'm able to voice my opinion, and I choose to stay away from it because um, I'm angry. I am pissed off that people think it's okay to suck from you and don't even have not even can even respect you. You know, they just, I don't expect nothing back in return for them, like financial or to pay me back or whatever. But that's to treat you like, and then there'll be the same people that be like, oh, they don't call us, like they think they're better than us. Like we were heard one year that we live in white people neighborhood. That's where we live over there. It's like we live in a neighborhood that's mixed, predominantly Hispanic. Yeah, the neighborhood's been gentrified now, but it's still Hispanic neighborhood. So I don't understand. But I am done. I am done giving helping people. Period. Right now, um, if we see anyone that needs help in that sense, we'll pray on it first. I teach my boys to be givers, to be kind. From we used to go to Belize when they were babies. We'll pass out like little pencils and stuff to like the little primary school where my husband gone to. Um, I pray on it. I pray on it, Carla, because when all the negativity was coming and I couldn't mentally handle it, I just closed my eyes and I prayed for God's help because I couldn't do it alone. The bullshit that they were bringing to me. Hi, Michelle. The BS that they were bringing to me, and I was angry. So I had to stay away from people, stay away from any negativity, and I pray on it. And that's the only way I was getting peace, Carla. I was praying on it and God to give me peace because I didn't know how else to do it otherwise. And the thing is, back then I couldn't even call and cuss them out because I couldn't. This anxiety wouldn't allow me to. Um, I'm getting better now, but now I say to myself, Tracy, you fought a hard battle for 3 years. And if it wasn't for your husband and your kids, you wouldn't be here today. Oh, hi, Mitch. Thank you. Yeah, I wouldn't be here today. These things that they're trying to bring at you is petty. When you think you're near the unalive phase in life, that's when it no don't give a rat's booty come up, and I don't. I used to get worried because, oh, I didn't call them because maybe they think I'm mad. I am mad, so I stay away. When people can't control your life, they're mad at you, and the only people that matters is me, my husband, and my boys. So if they can't control your life, they will hate you for it. They will hate you because you don't give to them. They will hate you because they can't suck from you. Hmm. Michelle, were you on the whole time? Um, when I was younger, I did Kempo karate. Actually, I'm a first degree brown belt. I was 3 months away from getting my black belt, and back then I had a mouth on me. But now I go to the gym. I go to the gym 3 times a week, and that I go for my own mental state. I've gotten rid of everybody. Like when my dad made me cry that day, I had to pray for peace, and my husband was there with me and just calm me down and everything. And then, what he don't realize that he has grandkids that are seeing his behavior. Like he and my husband used to work like this together. Like I think he had like a mutual respect for my husband. He don't think that people are seeing his behavior. Like, what is wrong with you? But yeah. So, but there's a lot of family member in our life. Well, I shouldn't say like in our life currently, but our little family member that they don't talk to us. They mad at us, but it's because they can't come in and control our marriage, control our house, and control our money. Yes, yes, I see. I didn't even see you put that there, Miss Lucky. When they can't control your life, suck your energy. Yep, yep. So what I do, I invest in my kids. My son said the other day, "Mommy, can I invite 4 friends and take them out, go out with them?" we picked up his 4 friends, or they brought him here. We dropped them off. We went to the movies and invested in our kids' happiness. Um, you know, when we don't, my kids don't like people staying here, so we still would have people staying here now and then. And I realized, you know what? People are protecting their kids. Why are we protecting ours? And I'm saying that for a reason. People put their kids ahead of every situation, right? They were doing it fine. They're supposed to. That's their kids. But why are we not doing what please our kids, and we're not doing that? Michelle, but you know me. Yeah, you know me. It's just so look, this episode wasn't supposed to call out anyone's name. It was really about being used and abused financially, and so because of that we decided to stay away. And it's not that we're staying away really, it's just that we're actually busy. We have, my husband and I run a business. My son just started back school. My oldest boy starting next week. You know, he's going to be driving to school by himself now because, you know, the last, when he got his car, it was middle of semester and it was like 200 and change for parking. I'm like, I'll drop you off, you know? So we have, then my youngest is in sports right now. When school starts, he's going to be doing baseball and he's going to be busy. I'm involved. Like even when they have, even when they have basketball game, when my oldest son was in school, they had basketball game. My husband, we didn't feel right just taking Gatorade for my son. So my husband took Gatorade for the whole, my son was at the JV at the time, for the whole JV team. We can't just take Gatorade just for the JV team when the varsity team is playing as well. So we took varsity Gatorade for JV and varsity. And when we took Gatorade for them, my husband packed in ice. He struggled up steps. A lot of times the young boys came and helped us. You know, the kids are very grateful. At times when they had late games, they're on the bus late, 8 at night. They haven't eaten since probably the lunchtime at school. If we're around in the area, I take my husband and I would take Subway for both teams and the cheerleaders as well. If there's cheerleaders there, if the cheerleaders are not, most of the time they weren't there. They're normally at home games, and then they would do the scorekeepers or our kids that do the scorekeeping for us. We took food for them, ordered pizzas. Like we're there because, you know, my thing is no one's gonna unalive while playing basketball because of dehydration. You know, we've known people that unalived on the football soccer field because of whatever illness, whatever situation. So dehydration wasn't going to be one of them. We did all that for the team and everything. So one year we voiced our opinion on the coach, and we didn't voice it to the coach. The kids, look, they didn't know the coach. The coach sucked. He'd been there 30 years and he sucked. And so we don't like to lose, okay? And we had a pretty decent team, so I don't think we should have lost. Keep losing the way we're losing. But anyway, we kept it to ourselves. My son asked the coach, because one banquet, we sponsored the first banquet. And so the second banquet, we asked if they're going to have one. He said he don't have time for that, but he knew we were bothered by some things because when they lost, I was peed off. So the kids were here, but the teammates were here at our house one day, and they were talking about the coaches, how they suck, they need new coaches, and we were like, yeah, they really need to invest in better coaches, never this. So one of the kids that was there, that was at our home, we did Nike, was it Nike 3-on-3? It's like a game downtown where you so we signed up and we took him and my son and two boys. I think one met us there, the other one we picked them up. We made breakfast. My husband made breakfast for him. Then afterwards, we took him out to eat because he was in our area. The other young man, his dad took him home. So we did that. We even asked him, hey, would you like to take him some food for your mom? And he's like, I ain't taking her no food. I'm like, no, you can't do that. That's your mom. No, she don't bring food for me. I say, that's a horrible attitude to have. That's still your mom at the end of the day. No. But he never took the food home. And so he, just to show you how we were with him. And then one day, so it was summertime and my son had entered a little league with one of the same coaches that had the summer league entered, and my son was a starter, right? It was just a little rec center league, whatever. And when we get there, they're benching my son. But then when a young man walked in, I went to say hi to him and he didn't look me in the face and he just kind of went somewhere else. I'm like, yeah, you did something. I'll figure it out. So my son kept getting benched. And then the thing is, they're asking Mr. and Mrs. Hyde to please pick us up because we don't have transportation to the thing. So stupid us pick them up from school and take them to the little rec games. And therefore, they had enough kids to start, so they benched my son. But if I didn't pick up those kids, my son would have been able to play. But no, I teach my son to leave stuff to God, and it wasn't the kid's fault. It wasn't the other player's fault. It was the coach's fault. So I wasn't going to do that to them. Let it play out. I told my son, let whatever evil people do to you, you'll get your blessings later. And so we would get there to get pension. My son, I'm like, Derek, why isn't that boy talking to me? He went and said something, right? This was after they talk about the coaches. Then you say he was in a gym opening up. He was in gym on the weekends, the high school gym, and he wasn't allowed to. He was getting all kind of perks. So we figured he was a snitch. We figured he was the one that went back and told the coach stuff about what we said instead of told the coach what everybody said. And so that's when the league started, and I kept benching my son the whole time. We're still taking Gatorade, we're still buying pizza, and they're benching my son the whole time. And so finally my son couldn't take it anymore. You know, he went to complain to, I think, the vice principal. I'm not sure if that was her title at the time. And she looked at me like, honey, like what? Like, why are you making a big deal? It's only after school game. But it wasn't about him being benched. It was the reason why he was being benched, because they don't want to be questioned. And if you are a parent that have your kids in these high school sports, if you ever question a coach, your kid will be benched. And I told my husband, I'm fighting this mother effort to the bitter end, because what they're doing is not right to these kids. And my son and his friend was the only two like black kids there, mixed kids there, right? And I felt he was being bent. The black kid was being benched along with my son. And my son's like, Mom, I don't want to think this is racial, but is this racial? I think it's because that kid is always spitting out his anger, where we as parents didn't spit it out to them, but we went off on them. And he told my husband, Mr. Hyde, and I'm standing right there. Let me talk to you. You know why I didn't play your son? Because your son reaches. My son is a defender. And I'm like, my husband told him off. And I said, the disrespect for you to talk to my husband that was over there when I was standing right here. And so we complained to the school district, and then they were getting ready to replace all of them. But then the pandemic started, and so that was done. But when school started, I think they said they had a new coach. Guess what? The new coach kept doing the same thing to my son. I told my son, babe, they talk. Expect it. They talk. But Mom, they don't know each other. I said, trust your mother. They talk. Because one day I saw them talking. So they talk. And when they, my husband's like, it's past an hour. Yeah. So then my little one started going to the high school, and he tried for the basketball team. Guess what? He didn't make it. Really? I'm not saying my kids are all that on a bag of chips, but be fair. And these are crap you have to deal with grown folks. Grown folks teaching you like it. And at the end of the day, we still did for the school. Now, when my son started baseball, I heard somebody come up from the school and said, Coach, there's no drinks here. There's nothing for the kids to drink. Oh, Coach, you have to get the parents together, and they're standing right next to me, right? Because they know what we did for basketball. You got to get the kids. Girl, I turned my head. I'm like, honey, I'm not falling for that crap no more, because you guys going to keep disrespecting us, but expect us to keep shilling out to you and your school. Yes, we did it for the sake of the kids. But at that time, the kids were bringing their soda drinks anyway, so we didn't have to worry about that. So, but look, I'm done. Let's wrap it up. I'm going to say this. My husband and I decided to stay away from people. Not stay away, but stop being the first. We're not rich, but we budget for everything we do. I budget. If we want to go to the movies, I budget for that. If we want a new shoe, I budget for that. I do my own nails, by the way. So I budget for the little arts, little things that makes me happy, the little charm and stuff. So, but everything I do is budget. But it just sucks because people feel like if they can't spend your money, they're mad at you. Well, guess what? They weren't your true friend or family, anywho. So if any friends or family out there listening to this or listen to it afterwards, don't come knocking at our door, because you ain't getting. You are not getting. I'm sorry. Don't even ask us for water, because I am tired of people using us, using our kindness. And at the end of the day, they don't even talk to us afterwards. There's so many things. Hold on. Hold it up. How you know? Oh, my husband holding up a cue card back there. He Willie's not in the room when I'm doing this because I can't do this with him. But he's sneaky. He's outside in the living room watching on his phone, and I don't like him watching my stuff. Because you know what? My husband said I talk too much, and I need to shut up sometimes and stop telling your business. But this time I'm seeing he's enjoying it. he's my number one. What do you call it, babe? You're my number one fan. He said no. He said no. So, hey, Trace, focus on our family and other people love you, show love, respect, and each other. Thank you, Miss Lucky. And that's what I will do from now on. But that's what we've been starting to do. We bought our son his car. We bought our son a Tesla. And hey, you know what? He deserves it. I love the car for him. It's a safe car. I love everything about the car for him. He's a new driver. And if anybody out there that see it on social media are hating on me for that, then you know what? You wake up 5 in the morning like my husband do to run our business. You come over here and help me budget while I'm budgeting everything. I don't owe anybody nothing but me and my family. But you know what? When I was nice, you took advantage. Now deal with the big zero that everybody will be getting from now on other than birthday gift. And if you ain't having a party, you ain't getting a gift. What else? Oh, Michelle got a gift. Thank you for my gift, Michelle. What car, Bobs? You keep stealing the car? Oh, yeah. I keep driving it though. But when he goes, I'm driving it because I love that car. I love it, love it, love it, love it. But when he goes back to school next week, I won't have access to it. Plus, it's his car. And anyways, I charge it for him. So, yeah. Anyways, guys, thanks for joining me. Oh, it's 11. It just finished. Thanks for joining me. And if anybody get to do exactly, we buy from a wholesale. Yeah. Michelle, I got a gift too. I want to see how your gift works, Bobs. You got to do a video and show me how to work it. Yeah. So, but I mean, we just love giving you guys, but it's just gotta stop for a minute because I just feel like people they get mad at you and they don't talk to you because you don't want to get your own money. I can't believe that. And sometimes when you see rich people when they say, "Oh, they don't give," I realize it's probably got burned a lot. People just use them a lot. You know, I figure like, man, if I had Kardashian money, you know what I could do? That my husband, where my husband like grew up at, like tea kettle. You know where we'd have put up we call it recreation center here. Recreation center. We could do this for the kids. We could do that for that. We could do like we're thinking of all these things. And then I tell my husband, you know why? Every time we think about we get rich, we always think about who we're helping. Instead, I say do for ourselves. That's the we problem right there. I said, honey, if we had the million, what would you do? I'd have buy this such and such a nice house. You didn't even think of buying me something. You think about somebody else. But we always try to. But see, the thing is, we know we could always get for ourselves. But he's always thinking of how he could help somebody. And I told him, you know what? He's the one that came up with the conclusion that we're gonna have to be sympathetic from a distance and be like, oh man, you're dealing with that. What? You lost your job? Oh no, we're so sorry. We'll pray for you and keep on moving. So, anyways, so talk to you guys later. Today honestly wasn't supposed to be this topic. I didn't know what I was gonna talk about because I was having a bad day, a bad minute, I should say. The minute I ate that mango, it really messed with me. But thanks for watching. It's my husband Mango. So, but and I wasn't planning on talking about the wedding or the ticket, but I'm pissed off about that too because I was very kind to him, and for him to treat me like this because of that. And first of all, it wasn't even my wedding, and second of all, they say they were going to pay for your ticket, so I don't know how I got stuck not paying. I didn't pay for it, but then you vexed me because I don't pay for it. I'm done. Okay. So good night, guys. Take care. I think good night, everybody. So thanks for coming in, and I'll see you next week. Oh, I'll try and keep it this time, you guys, because right now I'm gonna go get ready for bedtime, finish up my office work, and go make lunch for tomorrow. Bye, guys.